I played only Zenyatta for 7 days. I thought, hey, you know what? Zenyatta is a pretty busted hero right now, so let's get GM before Blizzard realizes what's up, which I did. You might be surprised when I say this, but yeah, Zen is pretty damn busted, mainly because of his Discord orb. It basically gives you free value and has no cooldown. You can just chuck it onto some unsuspecting victim and they'll feel the pressure of 1,000 suns. What's next though, guys? Leave a suggestion for me in the comments. I'm leaning towards Soldier or Cassidy. Anyway, let's get into what I learned playing this hero for 7 days. Zenyatta, the floating, wandering guru adventurer, a support who's actually just a DPS in disguise. I mean, he's literally an assassin. He taught Genji, guys, remember? He has no footsteps. He can just sneak up onto you and 2-tap you in the head, and it's game over for you, my friend. So let's start off by talking about his most broken ability, the Discord Orb. The Orb of Discord has an effect that increases damage received by an entire 25%. This is massive and can really influence the entire game just by having it on the right target. Let's say, for example, your tank is getting diffed really hard. Alright, well, time to whip out the purple orb and tape it onto the head of the enemy tank, and all of a sudden your tank is having the time of their life. You can literally just spam at the enemy tank and boom, you just kind of win. The enemy team will be forced to use all of their resources trying to save the tank. Meanwhile, you have a passive debuff on their tank that has a 0 cooldown. I learned that most of the time putting it on the tank is Gucci, but sometimes I have to put it on the enemy player who's out of position, or if my team is playing a more of a dive comp, then putting it on a good dive target really helps. I mean, that target usually ends up getting Thanos snapped out of existence if a monkey or ball jumps on them while a tracer comes in from the side. Nah man, it's over for them. They're going straight back to spawn and they're gonna question their life choices. Also guys, this video took quite long to make, so I'd appreciate if you leave a like. If you're new here, go ahead and sub, and if you have something to add, please go ahead and leave a comment. Also, I stream as often as I get the chance to over at twitch.tv/Ontiablo. Please come and say hi. Alright, so then there's the Harmony Orb. It does a very low 30 healing per second, so not the best for healing. For me, I learned that when it came to climbing the ranks, no DPS player played correctly for me to get the proper effective use of my orb, where tracer players are always playing way too far or mostly out of my LOS, so no orb for you fam. I pretty much just had it on the person in the fight that would need it the most in the mid fight, and then focus hard on outputting as much damage as possible. No need to overthink it, but it definitely does help your flanking DPS having an orb on them when they're in the fight, or on the tracer if you have one and they're taking a duel. It makes it incredibly hard for them to lose a duel. If they lose a tracer duel while they have an orb, then yeah, you probably should consider not giving it to them in the future. It is what it is. So let's talk about the Orb of Destruction. Getting headshots with these orbs has to be one of the most satisfying things in the game, just below getting headshots with Kiriko. It makes complete sense to me that there are people that one-trick this character, then has plenty of ammo and it can do huge damage over time. And on top of that, his massive threatening potential when it comes to enemy flankers trying to kill you. Just by existing, your presence is enough to make it difficult for the teams to want to take certain rotations, because they know if they do, they're going to get a volley of orbs in their faces. Because of this, I learned that I needed to position myself somewhere where I have a nice open angle on the enemy's potential rotations, and spam the hell out of it to whittle down their resources before they get to me or my team. This, a lot of the time, felt like an auto-win feature Blizzard added, which is quite nice. Then we have Zen's new kick ability that literally boops the enemy back and deals more damage than an ordinary melee. It's actually really fun to use and helps in so many situations. For example, when a monkey dives me, I can easily just walk into him, boop him away, and walk away, and he can't reach me anymore. Same with Ryan. If you boop him back while timing it right between his swings, he just can't touch you. Then it even works with Genji as well when he ults. If you time it well enough, you can make it almost impossible for Genjis to kill you, and they will just simply cry. What do you guys think of Zen's boop ability? Then you have his ultimate. It's a huge heal that basically completely counters massive combo ults like Grab Dragon, Nano Blade, Nano basically anything. It just doesn't stop your team from getting one shot by a Widowmaker or Hanzo when they get shot in the face. Anna and Junker Queen though are pretty much the public enemy #1 because of their anti-heal effects. It's a great ability to use mid-fight, not to engage with, otherwise you'd lose a ton of value out of that. I learned that using it and then right when it's about to end, using that last bit of speed boost to reposition is incredibly useful. Alright, so when it comes to what comps were good with Zen, it pretty much just didn't matter to me. Like if you output enough damage, which is what you should do in my opinion, it makes it incredibly hard for the enemy team to actually deal damage. So healing wasn't really an issue unless my team were feeding their brains out, which did happen a few times. I do, however, don't recommend playing Zen with Lucio or Mercy. It's not that bad, you can still win with it just fine, but usually if things do start going wrong, all eyes are on you. All in all guys, I learned that Zenyatta has a massive carry potential and his healing doesn't really matter as much as those in the lower ranks try and make it out to be. His threatening damage and Discord Orb does plenty enough, and healing is just a nice little added bonus. I learned that Zen is a really fun character to play. I thoroughly enjoyed getting kills with him. I'll definitely play him more often in the future. If you've made it this far, you're an absolute legend and I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a like and consider subscribing for more. If you want to see me play live, then please check out my Twitch. I'll leave a link in the description. Also, click on the vid here at the end. YouTube thinks you'll like it, and so do I. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.